technology screens. I tell you, overseas is interesting. It really is interesting. Oh, a minute. Where is my hat? A minute. I wonder. Come here. I'll be right back.
My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. We're doing some demonstration on our screen paint, which we call our Ultimate Black Cinematic, using the ILE, Infusion Light Technology Gain. And we're on our QE projector at around 300 lumens, 720p. Wanted to get this screen to look at down here too also. Our animation background.
My phone. Give me a minute. It's gotta be Facebook. Up in the middle of your videos, like up in the middle of your videos, like out of nowhere. Facebook does that crap. Facebook. I had to grab some from the store real quick. Anyway, yeah. So. Everything happens for a reason, and I tell you why. I'm glad it does happen because it warns us to not go down particular roads. The overseas shipping for United States Postal Service is a bit of an interesting one because we just shipped a package to England way back in April, and this person went in and filed a complaint against my company. Well, like I said, we back ourselves 100% legit paperwork, documents. We keep all that stuff locked in just in case if anything pops up. We can provide screenshots, documents, whatever shipped out. So it's like a detailed shipping on my account. I can tell your package is at why it's in the United States. The problem we have here is that whatever went on with the post office, whatever policy that went on, any package overseas, the minute it goes overseas, it disappears. We never had this problem. I've been doing overseas shipping for many, many years. I've never had an issue. We could not track a package once you transfer it overseas. But whatever is going on, they can't track it. So this package, basically, we've been back and forth with the owner on this package, and he made multiple claims. He can't find the package. Package is there. The only difference is that you guys now have to track it on your end, because on our end we don't see it anymore. PayPal is aware of this change with the United States Postal Service, because all merchants get the updates on this stuff on whether or not you're going to ship something overseas. Unfortunately, the new technology won't be going overseas, because I said everything happens for a reason. And this guy filed a complaint against my company, thinking that because we didn't know where the package would be at when it landed, we had to depend on the customer at the end of the day to give us that information on where it may be at, or basically wait for the post office to confirm that the package did land. So this guy tried to pull a fast one on my company. He figured that we didn't have that information, but we did, because the post office confirmed it on our end many months ago that the package did land. It was delivered. It went to the address. It was on the form. The whole 9 yards, everything. He submitted all that information. He's going to lose his claim tomorrow, or actually Monday he'll lose his claim. Now, unnecessary to do something like that, to think you're going to get over on my company by going in and thinking that you're going to file this claim against us, we're not going to know about it. Now here in the United States, easy. It's easy to get someone. Overseas, it's a different story. Or basically, we have to bring somebody into court. It gets a little hairy to do that. But here in the United States, we got to reach all day long. All 50 states, we can get to you. So bottom line, as I said before, we have an issue with a chargeback. Over here in the United States, we go to your bank. We bring lawyers to your bank. We come to your bank. Wherever your bank and institution's at, we come to your bank. We don't give them the chance to go make their decision, because they know nothing about our technology. We send them batch numbers, all types of information you need to know to show that your product is working perfectly fine before you went out and you filed a chargeback on my company. Now once we prove that to the bank, then we take you to court, because that means you violated a batch number, you filed a false bank statement against my company, saying that we ripped you off when we didn't, and then the bank's going to turn around with substantial evidence showing that your product was batch number verification and working perfectly fine. They're going to hit you with bank fraud, because you wanted to make a false claim against your company, which is going to land you in a lot of trouble. So if you think at the end of the day they're doing a chargeback, it's going to help you know, we'll contact your bank. We'll figure out exactly where your dispute goes. We don't bother with PayPal when it hits that point. We go straight to your bank. We make that conversation with them, not with PayPal, or with them. Not with PayPal. So PayPal said they got to wait 90 days. Oh, skip that crap. We're going to bring you to court. We're going to take you to court, file a lawsuit against you, and bring you to court, and we'll take care of it from there. That's how we handle that nonsense. Because before, we had to wait for PayPal. PayPal's got 90 days to make us wait. And then we're at the mercy of what the bank decides. No, we're going to drag you behind in court. We're going to drag the bank in court. Yeah, because we can show at the end of the day that your product was tested before it was shipped to you. It was tested before it was sold to you. It was working perfectly fine. Now, since we have to go down the guidelines for going to court, this is not going to cost you that $360. This is not going to roughly cost you from anywhere from $12,000 to $50,000 for us walking into a courtroom now. And then the bank is going to be taken off because we got essential evidence showing your product was tested, made you a bank fraud. So, got to protect your company. For people who get mad at this because we go to great states to protect our company, any company's going to do that. No bank company don't allow you to rip them off through a chargeback. They don't allow you to get away with that nonsense at all, period. No. The only people that get upset by that, people that have businesses, who run companies, they understand what I'm talking about. People who basically are in the business to rip off companies, you don't like us. Of course you don't. Because in the back of your mind, the devil's going to tell you to go do this dumb stuff, and the Lord directed us on how to take care of people like you at the end of the day. So it's not going to cost you $360. It's going to cost you legal fees, which my attorneys are expensive. It's going to cost you court costs, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. Because the minute we walk into a courtroom, that price can go from $12,000 to $50,000 to $80,000, depending on which area we take it at to prosecute you on. And yet we'll file against the bank too. But before we get to the bank, we're going to show the bank the batch number verification showing your product was tested. I've read through these bank statements before. People sit there and say, well, the product didn't work. the guy's a scammer. The minute you mention scammer, that price goes up by a lot because now you accuse my company of something that is not. That's defamation and slander, which means now we don't want from 12,000 to 80,000. It'll cost you. It's in the bank statement. So the bank statement you have, that's the statement we get. And if it says anything in there where you're accusing my company of something that is not, and you can't back this up, it'll cost you 80 to 100 grand. And we know that's something you won't have. And if you do have it, it's going to hurt you. Let me explain something to you haters at the end of the day. When I built this company, I was quite aware of your kind. I was. And I had to make sure that all my stuff had to be tested. This is why I am so strict with my technology. Why we put testing through the roof. Because I know there's people like you. And I know there's people like you that would try to come against me and try to destroy what I have built. So I was preparing for you a long time ago. Do you know how many different forum sites I have been into with even the gray screen paint? I've been all through ABS forums and all these different. I've battled with the best of them. Trust me, you're dealing with somebody you do not want to walk into a courtroom with. You can back it up on every single level you can possibly think of. Anything you thought of will cost you money. So, now this has nothing to do with the whole overseas thing. Now the overseas thing at the end of the day, we may have to cancel that. And the reason why? Dispute issues. It's hard to fight them. It's extremely hard to fight dispute issues once they hit overseas. Hard to do it. On top of that, again, with this whole disappearing tracking number nonsense, we would have an easier time. I have an easier time fighting disputes if I have a tracking number attached to it. Because we're blessed on this one, and I'll tell you why. If he had filed this complaint, he never filed on the 4th. It's when his package got the 4th when he made the place the order. If he had filed that claim anywhere in between the line where the tracking number had disappeared, he could have got us. We lost $362. He could have got us easy. And because of that, that's the reason why we won't ship overseas. Because they made that complaint 7 days or 10 days. Official time would be 10 days by United States Postal Service. So if we didn't have a tracking number, and maybe they had it on their end, if they never gave us a tracking number, and they say, hey, look, the item just disappeared, knowing that we can't track the item once it reaches overseas, they can get us easy. Now, am I accusing everybody of doing that? No, I'm not accusing everybody of doing that. But you're going to have people that do it, and that we can't afford. We can't go through that mess. It would be a headache. So instead of dealing with it, nip it in the butt and move on. That's all we can do. So as of today, all overseas orders, anything on the account involved, it's all being taken out. We've been through this before. We've tried to work with this. It's very hard to do. United States Postal Service has to make it available so we can track that item once it goes overseas. I have advanced tracking on my account, which means I have that extra detail. I still can't track it once it reaches overseas. I literally had a conversation like, you mean to tell me that the minute this package goes over to the United Kingdom or goes anyplace else, it disappears? It disappears. So if the customer when they want to be dishonest, if they sit there and say, hey, look, we never got it, so forth and so forth, within the timeline when that package is supposed to be there, we're cost paying that. We got to pay for that. So that means that's $363 that comes out of my banking account. And if the package just happens to land there, then that means that they only just say at the end of the day that we never got it. But if we look and we check the tracking number and we show it has landed, yeah, it's coming too late. It becomes a bit of a headache. Certain guidelines and everything that PayPal has. I've been with PayPal for years. I've read through all the different forms and stuff like that. There are some areas in there that are pretty tricky. So yeah, we could lose both, and I'm not going through that. But you're talking about hundreds and thousands of dollars. We're pumping this stuff out. We can't afford it. We can't afford that kind of mistake. So we have to take the hit and just say, no, we can't ship overseas. Can't do it. Now, if you want to order the product and you want to pay for the carrier, we had a company come in from overseas. They came in, got their own carrier, paid for it. They send us the shipping label. We print it up, and we call for them to come pick it up. We can easily do that with no problem, because then you're responsible for tracking and where it ends up and all that. At least you would know exactly where it's at. But on our own, we wouldn't be to know that. I have no idea why United States Postal Service started doing that. I've never had to make this announcement ever. I've never had to make an announcement. We couldn't ship something overseas. Well, I've had other because of that. But not with the fact we can't find a tracking number. How is it even possible? doesn't it go against the whole thing on the box where it says they ship international? But they said it's always been that way. It's not always had tracking numbers. That's how we're able to find the package when it landed. If it didn't have a tracking number, that means that when it landed, nothing would have came up because there's no tracking number there. We wouldn't have been able to see it. A tracking number shows up once it's delivered. That's the problem. In transit, no. When it's delivered, yes. So say if the package gets delayed, say something happens over there and package gets there, we have no way of knowing this. We're in the dark with this. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't offer this technology overseas or any of the technology until, I don't know. I have no idea. To tell you honestly, I really don't know. Don't know. But everything happens for a reason. It all happens for a reason. So it's meant for this to happen at the end of the day. Now, we're going to lose this claim? Oh, heck no. Because we're blessed. And I'll tell you why. If he had filed that thing anywhere between the 10 to 20 days where that thing was delayed somewhere because of them at the end of the day and we had no way to track it, he could have got us. But he basically filed it today, which means that package had been there long ago. And we have a tracking number showing that the item was there, screenshots, the whole 9 yards. He lost his claim. Why would he file that after having the item? People do stuff like that. That's what you understand in business. People do stuff like that. Let me see. I'm going to hit more reading my we didn't get one of them. Let's see if we got it. Yeah, walking in there. Well, unfortunately, so sorry for people that we can't basically afford that big. That doesn't mean a huge mistake. Those screens go over there. We have a problem not tracking those things, and that's gonna be a problem. Free to play, so I'm trying to see what I want to do. I want to do this one, or they got any Call of Duties. I'm gonna catch up on some Call of Duty. Not yet. Not yet. Really. Right, there's a vehicle here. Oh, yeah. Oh, battery pack. And the last time our phone went out because we were charging. We weren't charging anything. Let's see. Very good. Let me see. What's this right here? Hmm. No, I can't. Okay. Well, I don't know if you stream off this, but I figured might as well. Test it out before I download this thing. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? So I bought 17 minutes ago. Where? We'll change this later on. Big man. Yeah, I'm definitely into this. Used to it. It's like time in years. Oh, I gotta used to this. It's like time in years. Oh no, no, no. Oh my goodness. There we go. I gotta crack that thing. Nope, no, nope. What's up, freak? Oh, yeah, freak. I'm jumping around too much. Watching the rings out of me. Okay, that's how we hit it. There we go. Oh wow, okay, cool. I've been exciting in years. That's much different than the Genesis version. I'll be downloading this. I like it.
Girls? Amy? Oh. Looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that. Whatever it was. Ugh. Hello?
You have done the impossible. You have escaped cyberspace. You're
Oh, where'd he go? That was not the way to go. Let's get the rail. Ah. Right, come on, man. This one. Oh, switching around here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, knock that freaking coins at me. Freaking cool. I like this game. I'm definitely going to have to buy it now. I love it. I'm going to buy it. I wonder. take this and change this one out and put it over here. That would work out just fine. So I can take this one, put that one over here. I need a glue gun. You damage the glue gun. You get this for I need a glue gun to do it. This one here, over there. People, I gotta go. I got an idea, something I want to do. God bless.